Hello guys and welcome to AI Sciences. Today we are going to learn renaming and typecasting. It is an important topic. If we are doing something related to data pre-processing, then these are the steps that we have to do most of the times in our data. So we will try to implement these steps actually in on real data set, sort of real data set, right? So if you are new to AI Sciences, welcome. I am Sajjad Mustafa. We are AI sciences and we make tutorials and complete courses for the beginners who are going to start their career in data science or artificial intelligence. So do check out the link in the description of our website and our channels as well. So first of all, we will start with what is column renaming. Then we will learn what is typecasting and why these things are important. And finally, we will do a lot of practice, hands-on practice using Python of these concepts that we are going to learn today. So let's get started with typecasting first. Okay, so what is typecasting? So actually, let's say we have this sort of data set, right? It has some columns, right? And a lot of rows. Okay, so sometimes the data type of a column is not compatible with what we want to do. For example, this column that says player name, okay, so it looks, ideally it should be string, right? But most of the times these sort of things are stored as object data type. That is one of the data types, right, that Python has. Okay, so most of the times these things are stored as objects. But what if we want to do some string operations on this whole column, right? Then what will we do? We will change the data type of this column, and changing the data type of any column is actually called as typecasting, right? So let's say this is a column of weight, right? And in uh, weight column should be actually in floating point, right? So it should be like this or maybe like this, right? So visually it looks like it is an integer format. So what if we want to convert it into a float format? What do we have to do? We have to change its data type. Again, changing the data type means typecasting, right? So this is all about typecasting, and let's do some hands-on practice in Python for typecasting. So first of all, we are going to load some data by using pandas data frame library, right? So we are going to load data nba.csv. We will also provide this file. You can check out the link in description. So let's run it and load this data set, and let's print its head, which means let's print top 10 records. So it has these sort of records that I've already displayed in PowerPoint presentation, right? And then let's check out the data types of this data frame. So player name, column player name, its data type is object, just as we have discussed. Column team, I mean this column, its data type is also object, right? And then number has data type integer, and age data type is integer, and weight is also integer. So what if we want to change the data type of weight, let's say, right? So initially its data type is integer, right? Here we can see that its data type is integer, right? Okay, so we want to change its data type to float. So we have to run this code, but before running this code, we have to make sure that there should not be any NA value, which means NaN, not a number value in the column, right? So we have to drop the NaN values. Okay, now you might be asking that why we have to drop the values. So the answer to your question is you can check out the videos and the link in our AI Sciences channel, and here we have a video called missing values, right? So it will tell you that how to deal with missing values, right? So here we have some missing values, right? And let me show you over here. We have some missing values. So for now, just for the sake of simplicity, we are going to drop them. And but there are some other treatments of such values available, and you can check out in the channel, in that video that I've just referred you. So let me drop all the NA values by using drop NA function, and I'm in placing it, right? These things are been discussed in that video. If you have any ambiguity, you can check that out. Okay, so now first of all, we will try to store the data type of column weight in a variable, and then this is the main thing. That's how we convert the data type of any column to anything. So we want to convert data type of column weight. So df weight, data frame dot weight dot as type. As type is a function that helps us in typecasting. So here we are telling that convert this column into float, right? And then after doing that, we are checking again the data type of weight column, and we are storing it in after. So before, what was the data type before, and what is the data type after doing this? Let's check it out. Here you can see that previously it was integer and now it is floating point. Let's run it, and here you can see that now weight is 180.0. Floating point is also included. Previously, if we look over here, a 0.0 wasn't here. So that's how we convert data type of any column. This is the main thing. This is the most important thing. Data frame dot column name dot as type, and here you can provide any data type, any compatible data type, right? So we have print. Now here we have learned that how to convert the data type of one column, or how to typecast one column. What if we have to typecast, let's say, hundreds of columns? We have to do this thing hundreds of times? No, not at all. There is a cool method, again same method with different implementation. So what we have to do is data frame dot as type, again same function, and here we have to pass a dictionary, a key value pair dictionary, and here we will pass the column name as key, and value will be the new data type. So player name was previously object. If we come over here and we check it out, yeah, player name was object, and I want to convert it into string, right? And age was previously what? Age was what? Age was already integer. Let's convert it into float, right? So let's run it, and let's show it in this cell. So let's run it. This cell is run, and let's show the data types. Now player name is string, just as we have done, and age is float. Let me check it out. Yeah, here we go. And let's display the data again, and here you can see that now age is a floating point number. Weight is also a floating point number because we have done it previously, and player name is now a string, and you can implement any string operation on it. In upcoming videos, we will also talk about string operation and strings a lot in comprehensive way. So guys, that's all about typecasting. I hope you guys have now a clear idea about typecasting. This is very important step if you want to implement any machine learning algorithm. So this is an integral part of your data pre-processing. Okay, so next thing is column renaming. Okay, so column renaming doesn't have a lot to do with your pre-processing stuff, with your machine learning algorithm stuff, but it has a lot to do with your data representation. What do we mean by this? I mean, let's say this column says player name. So now while coding, whenever you have to access this column, you have to tell player name, whereas this name is enough enough text to represent this column. For example, this column positioning, position is enough text to represent this column. And college names, just college is enough text to represent this column. So this is just an example, but sometimes you get a lot of different variations in column names, and you have to change their names. So that's how you rename your columns. When I say that's how, what do we mean by that? I haven't shown you yet. So let me show you first. So let's come back to our code. Here we go. So renaming columns. So previously we have this column. Let me show you in different cells for the sake of simplicity. And previously the column names were something like this, right? I'm just displaying the column names: player name, team, number, positioning, etc, and so on, right? Now we want to change the column name of age, right? This is capital AGE. I want to convert it into ages, right? Okay, so all I have to do is data frame dot rename. Rename is a method, and here we have to pass the columns. Attribute argument name is column equals to, and then we have to pass a dictionary, again a key value pair, and here key will be the original name, the previous name, and value will be the new name, the updated name. And we also have to specify that in place equals to true, so that it makes change in our original data frame, right? So let me run it, and here I am also displaying the column names after modification. So age should become ages, right? So here it is age, and here you can see that it is ages now. Now another thing that you can do is, again, we have just changed the name of one column, and what if we have to change the name of 12 columns or something like that? Simple, we don't have to be worried at all. So data frame dot rename, same method. Columns, this is the attribute name, not actually attribute name, but the argument name. So columns equals to, again, a key value pair, a dictionary, and here previous name was player name, and new name will be name, right? New name of column will be name. Actually I'm saying name a lot. And here previous name was positioning of the column, and new name will be position, and previous name was college names, and new name will be college, right? Just as we have discussed in PPT. So let me run it, and now let me show you the data frame, and again in place is true, so that it makes change in original data frame. So here you can see that now player name has become name, and positioning become position, and another change was there, what was it? It was college names. So college names become college, and here if you see something over here, you can see that it was previously something like this, and now it has become something like that. So that's how you can change the names of your columns as well. So if you have to do a lot of data visualizations and you have to use the names of columns, so names of columns should be very much specific to what is inside the column, right? It should not show less information. It should not represent less information, and it should not either represent more information than the column. So player name was overkill. Just name was good enough. So let's say if you have to show a graph, so you don't have to say player name and something like that. You just have to write name and something like this, right? So that's about it. So again, we are AI Sciences. This is the link of our website. Please check it out. We have a lot of machine learning and deep learning courses available for you. We have courses that start from data pre-processing, data visualization, and then it goes up to a lot of machine learning algorithms like SVM, logistic regression, linear regression, polynomial regression, and then it goes up to CNN, RNN, reinforcement learning, computer vision, and a lot of cool stuff is coming. And now also NLP will also be available in just a few days. And there is another course that is coming out that is called data mining. Check it out. This is very cool course. So bye.